Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be a quick little review on the Bauer Elite Goalie skate here. Again, just trying to get some reviews out there, the products that aren't necessarily top of the line that, again, a lot more kids are going to be using. Not everyone's going to be able to afford the pros, and whatnot. And even more important with this skate, CCM did not produce any goalie skates this year. So Bauer and True are essentially the only options, and most people are not going to be getting True custom skates or the Connect goal skates. So this is the mid-level price point goalie skate that most people are going to be looking at, unless they, of course, go the True route, which I haven't used, so I can't really speak on those. This is pretty much stock. The only change really I made is waxed laces instead of the standard ones that come and rip really easily. Really the only difference, wax is going to keep it tight a little longer, a little better until it wears off. These are as old as the skates, so I've kind of neglected to change that. This is the stock LS3G Plus steel. It's a very basic steel. I have never used Black Steel, Pulse TI, Bionic Blade, any of those brands. I've never used any of that, so I can't speak to their performance. Only this steel. And, starting there, it's been fine. Holds his edge, I'd say 5-6 skates before it starts to dull out a little bit. And interestingly enough, sometimes it feels like the steel regains an edge randomly for a skate or two, and then really feels dull again. So I don't know if the edges just kind of bend back in a little bit when you step on something or whatever. I have one of those re-edger tools. I feel like it messes up the sharpening every time I try to use it, so I've kind of stayed away from that thing. But the steel overall does the job. It's not anything crazy. You hit the post really hard or scrape on it, you step on something, it probably needs to be resharpened again for the most part. But overall, does a pretty good job. And then moving up into the skate, a lot of people are coming out of the Supreme or Vapor skates still. It hasn't been one line that long yet. It's only been like a year. Pretty much what they did is the bottom half of the boot is the Supreme, so it's stiffer. Overall, it's kind of like the main change to it. It's got the Supreme toe cap on it, the asymmetrical one. And then as you go up, it's like a Vapor. So the Vapor locked you in a bit more side to side, but allowed for that forward flexibility in the tongue. Whereas the Supreme locked you in more forwards and back and gave you a little side to side motion. So this really doesn't move out at all. If I really squeeze it, I can flex it in. But that's really just for the sake of tightening the skate. But once you have this thing tied up, it does allow that forward flex in your stance, kind of like the new hinge flex on the Connect skate. That's the whole purpose of that. So you get lower locked in your stance, which was something I really loved in the old Vapor skates. I had Supremes too, and that was kind of my thing, is you'd try to lean forward and you couldn't go anywhere. Your ankle would stop. So that's really the biggest thing there. The stiffer bottom does feel nice, though. It locks your foot in. Really doesn't let it slide around at all. Just gives a good feel of control on the skate. And then moving kind of inside, the liner, stock liner. I have really flat feet, so sometimes I will get foot pain with these if I'm out there for a long time. If you got flat feet, you probably should be wearing an insole, super feet or something. Again, just too lazy to go get super feet for these. But the ones that come with it, they do the job. Again, if you like the Bauer ones with the grip, I don't really know if you can get those aftermarket. Those come in the more expensive skates. But I've had those in the past. They really lock your foot into place. So if you're looking for that, I'm sure you can find them. Otherwise, the super feet are a great option. I know you can get those at a lot of places. otherwise, you could just stick with these like me and deal with the pain a little bit. Uh, it is what it is. Um, Most people are able to skate with them, myself included. So that's knock on wood, not something I've had a problem with. And then here you got the Lundy loop in the back, which I think they may have had it for a couple models now, but it's now connected on the top and the bottom. The old skates, it was just like a loop that was sewn in only on the top, and they'd rip off all the time. I personally don't use mine, but it does have, it's not just the nylon anymore. It's got almost like a rubbery material over it. So far more durable, more layers. It's a little thicker. So if you are a Lundy loop user for your boot strap, this will really hold it in there. As far as durability everywhere else, these have been used for probably season and a half, decent amount of training. Toe on both of these isn't too scraped up. A lot of my old skates, the toes have gotten destroyed. On here, they're pretty good. As you can see, sides of the boots are pretty good. Not that you take a ton of pucks. The blade holders, also very durable. The Vertex Edge has been good to me. So far, I've never had one of the triggers break. I've heard about it. They seem to do a really good job these days. I mean, I take steel out to sharpen people's skates all the time. You can't even get it out. So it's locked in. And like I said, durability on the runner's been good. No rivets have fallen out. Dry out your skates after you practice or you have games. It's one thing you can avoid having to change. And other than that, yeah, durability for $500 in the senior size, or maybe it's 600. I believe it is 600. I mean, it's not one of those things where you get what you pay for. The markups on these are huge, and this is a great skate. You can change out the steel for $100 if you really want to, and this thing will last most levels of play. It's not going to break down. The boot construction is very strong. It's a composite boot on a second price point, now even third price point skate. So, uh, you know, it's great bang for your buck. I say if you're playing, you know, most levels, probably you could even get away with it at the younger AAA levels. This skate will do the job. Don't let people talk you into the pros if you don't need them. And that's pretty much going to do it for these. If you guys have any questions, drop them below in the comments. I'd be happy to, give you more insight if I missed something. But yeah, other than that, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.